What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate all of you that were hanging out waiting on the stream to start. For those of you watching replay, though, make sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so when we do these live chats, you can take part right along with us. So, with summer technically coming to a close, because even here in the Florida Panhandle, temperature's dropping a little bit. I am wearing something nice and fresh today because it's warm, but really not that bad, honestly. I mean, right now it's 85, which that's starting to drop. Like that's the highest it's been lately is in the mid 80s. We've even seen a few days in the high 70s. So it's starting to trickle more. I've started to slowly transition my fragrance wardrobe. So with that, I figured I would go ahead and discuss what's kind of the 5 scents of summer for me for this past year. Like these are the most memorable. These are the ones that, whether it be stuff I really wore or stuff that kind of commemorated certain things throughout the summer, these five in particular are the ones that I'll remember the most from the summer of 2023. But as far as what I'm wearing today, like we were just discussing, let me adjust that focus for you guys. This is Lacoste L1212 Blanc, the Eau Fraiche. So this is very zesty, fresh, airy, has this Ambrofix note, which is basically just ambroxan, grapefruit, a little bit of ginger that adds kind of a crispness. It doesn't add really all that much spice to it, but it's nice and crispy, bright, vibrant, beautiful fragrance. I mean, it's on my arms. I mean, we might as well. Let's give another little random spritz on the arms just to liven up the sillage a little bit because it's not that strong of a fragrance. It's an average performer at best, but it's an Eau Fraiche flanker. It's very, very fresh, as you would expect. And it's all about experience and function. And I don't need anything heavy today. I just wanted something bright, fresh, and enjoyable. Just a few hours here and there. So far, the limited time I've been spending with it, about 4 to 5 hours of longevity, which for a bright, fresh fragrance like this, I totally expect that to be the case. Just good stuff. Absolutely worth checking out. Today's scent choice, Lacoste L1212 Blanc, or white, however you would like to say it, Eau Fraiche. So let's get caught up in the chat. We'll wait till about the 10-minute mark to go ahead and dive into the topic and start going over some fragrances. We'll give everybody an opportunity to get here. Let's get caught up on the chat. Get behind quick. Scott, good to see you. Adam, you're always trying to be the first one in the chat here lately. I love it. I love it. Happy Friday, sir. Wearing Al Haramain L'Aventure. So that's a lot of people's favorite Creed Aventus clone. Wearing a scarlet red Texas Tech Columbia PFG Flex Fit. Wearing the fishing hat today. By the way, nice trophy flex behind you in today's upload. So that's from trophy from the Redraft League. My championship rings are actually behind that from my Dynasty League. That's what those are. But I finally got this shelf in. I started putting some stuff on it. I'm still got to grab like my Dragon Ball Z figures and stuff like that. That's going to go on there. We're going to start filming with that to my back. That's going to be another filming location here in the room. All those things I was telling you guys, it's just a process to get to that because I still got all the racks built to put the rest of the hats up because I got hats all over this couch that still haven't been put up yet. So it's all coming together. A ton of people have told me to try it. I've put off doing it for so long. Versace Dylan Blue spelled out as Dillion. All right. A million Dillions. Is that what we're going for here? It's end of the day. Coach for men. That's good stuff. Happy Friday. Wearing Creed Aventus. Killing the game today, Gary. Killing the game today. Elixir 4.0 from Mikey Dinsmore for Spencer. The Tacita. I always say that wrong. La Tacita de Cafe, the beautiful coffee fragrance from Day 3 Fragrances, a must try from the house. You can try stuff from them, as well as Bonnie, the mango fragrance, mango papaya. It's gorgeous. Going to local outlets mall, there's 2 fragrance stores. Pray for my wallet. I hope you find some really good deals because places like Perfumania and stuff like that, it's not really all that special of prices. You can come across some deals, but usually you can find stuff cheaper online. Scent of the day is Coco Loco. All right. Good choice, Ethan. Good choice, Ethan. Happy Friday to you as well. The Boz has arrived wearing Boss Bottled Elixir, of course. Interesting choice, my man. And look, there's some, I don't know if you saw today's video, but there's some slight redundancy with Boss Bottled Parfum. This is last year's release, the Parfum. And I find that's more of that kind of herbal leathery accord, whereas it's more about patchouli with Boss Bottled Elixir. And I think that's what makes Boss Bottled Elixir just, a few cuts above the Parfum. The Parfum's good. It's underappreciated. It's really good. It's really good. But the Elixir is far superior. They're both based around incense, but they are not the exact same incense fragrance. There's some similarity, but they're not the exact same. Because I had somebody in the comments saying that they're basically the same thing. For them. No, I see where people are coming from. I get it. There's a lot of similarity, but there is a drastic difference in the dry down as far as what the main note, main accord is. But you smell great today, Boz. That I can tell you. Fabulo Intense, Jimmy Choo Man Aqua, Cedrat Boise, Toy Boy, bunch of really good stuff. Smash that like button. We're in Pure Malt. Hell yeah. And yeah, absolutely. Smash that like button. We got almost 70 people and 32 likes. We can do better than that in the first couple of minutes. Welcome to the weekend. Starting off with Zenobia by Tomovici. We're in Cool Water for the very first time. I see why this is a classic. It is a timeless classic. That will never be dated and old, in my opinion. Went with Bracken Man for the first half of the day. I don't know if I've ever smelled Bracken Man from Amouage. Frappin, Luministe, a personal favorite of Mr. Justin Copeland. Polo Red EDP, that is, in my opinion, the best Polo Red. I think that's phenomenal fragrance. Wands in the House, Elysium O Intense, one of my favorite purchases this year. It's so underrated. It's such an underappreciated release. It is one of the best niche releases of the year, in my opinion. It absolutely is. As far as the finality of the year with niche releases, because there's still several coming, so that'll probably be like right before like the New Year's Eve maybe for best niche releases of 2023. Like the last week of the year, I'm gonna be doing my best of the year annual videos, and for niche, Elysium O Intense is absolutely in that top 10. Absolutely. Some of you would guess Faces of Francis obviously is, because so far that's the one to beat for me. That's my favorite niche release of the year. Happy Friday, wearing Altair, trying it out today. It's fresher than I thought it was going to be, but it's full bottle worthy for me. Halloween Man X, Dan Not the Man, found the O Intense from Ross. Here's another one. He heeded the advice of going check the local Ross. So anybody that wants the O Intense of this is the 2022 release. This is the O Fresh. 2023 is the O Intense. It's a new release. $40 at Ross right now, guys. Check your Rosses. Ross Dress for Less. YSL EDP, excellent choice. Good to see you, Kevin. Fly Eagles Fly. There you go. There you go. Let's crack a lack and Ross. Hope you're having a good Friday. I can't complain. And oh yeah, Dino, I saw your post. He's wearing the regular L1212 Eau Fresh. It's not a white flanker. This Eau Fresh is part of the white line, the L1212 Blanc line. The one he's wearing, some of you have seen me with, it has that green to yellow to white gradient solid bottle. It's a limoncello fragrance. It's got that, it smells like limoncello anyways, but it's very lemon, aromatic, heavy, beautiful fragrance. When I first moved here a little over 2 months ago, I was wearing that. That was in the rotation for a few days. Seen that at Dress for Less, Ross. Hugo Boss, the scent, the original, underappreciated because all the flankers are so good. Good to see you, Clinton. Thoughts about L12 Intense? I literally just said that, so I'm sure you heard me. Yeah, it's and we talked about it yesterday. It's a lot more orange and leather. It's beautiful. It'll work well for the fall season. Like, it's great that people are finding it really cheap right now, because it's actually one that really works well in the autumn, because it's got a lot of the leather. It's a denser take on the original. Evening Fragrance fans of the world. Good to see you, Dan. Let's see. I want Spice Bomb Infrared EDP so bad. Unfortunately, my wife doesn't like it at all. Oh, that sucks. I feel your pain. There's several fragrances, not several, but at least a few that come to mind that I absolutely love that she does not like. Overture Man's the first one. 2 Hommages, actually. And Enclave, she doesn't not like the smell. It's just too much for her. It overwhelms her. I've even tried 2 sprays, and it's just too much for her. She said she's told me it smells good. It's just way too much. So, but Overture Man, she just doesn't like. She does like L'Homme Le Parfum. Well, there you go. There's that. What's that stank? It's Aventus Cologne. Hell yeah, that's good stuff. So we're about 10 minutes now, so we're going to go ahead and jump into this here in just a second. Joe, Dry Down Lowdowns in the house. We're in Plum Loco. On Average Joe's video had me breaking out for the first time in a while. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hope you're well. Hope you and Allie are doing good. And believe it or not, Plum Loco is actually, and this is going to surprise you probably, Joe. I don't know if you ever heard me say this, is actually my least favorite of EJ's creations. I never reach for it. I just have it. I don't dislike it. I just like so many more of his creations more that I never even think into Happy Land Signature. I don't dislike it. I just like so many more from EJ that when I'm in the mood for something from EJ, those are the two that I just don't touch. I wore them when I first got them years ago, but they sit there. I just have them. They're part of the collection now. Yeah. I know there's people that love Plum Loco and especially Happy Land Signature. I know you're a fan of Happy Land Signature. There's a lot of people that's their favorite. And like I said, I don't dislike it at all. It's good fragrance. It's just one of my least favorites that he's made because there's so much more that speaks to me that he's created over the years. So let's go ahead and get into this. In the day, Fico di Amalfi, Jason, you smell great. Let me find a good stopping point because I know I was a little bit far behind all genres. Bobs, I see you, my man. Let's see, real quick. I'll answer this one and then we'll dive into it. Listening while at work, live here. 20 minutes to start the weekend. 24 minutes till you start the weekend. Hell yeah. Territorial Wild. Cheapie of a cheap clone for Sauvage. Thoughts was a blind buy for me. I've never tried it myself. And I saw a Funko Pop question. I'll answer that one real quick. So Dan, that is 1993 Shawn Michaels, and that is Ken from Street Fighter. That's what those two Funko Pops are. So on that note, so the first one, this one I scooped up while we were in the move here. Because for those of you that saw those vlogs for the rack store hunts, when we stopped in Texas to stay a night, I hit some rack stores that were near the hotel, which is where this came from. And then when we went to Louisiana, I hit the rack stores in my hometown in Houma because we did it over a 3-day trip because of my dog and everything. We had to stop frequently, but we stopped and I picked up St. Bart's for women. Let me readjust that focus. So guys, just because it's marketed for women doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. It doesn't mean it's super feminine. So this one smells like the original. It does have that, tequila on the rocks type of smell with, I believe it's Taguettes or Wildflowers or something like that. It offers just this nice little undercurrent of sweet floral to go with that tequila. There's a sand accord, but I couldn't tell you what sand really smells like, but there's a sand accord. But what it does offer is a little bit of this dryness to it to go with the tequila, the lime, the salt, all of the stuff that the main DNA that you expect from the men's version of St. Bart's, with a light sweet floral tone and a slight dry feel as it dries down. It's beautiful. I've worn it casually. I've worn it with shave sets like Alexandria's Caribbean Island, or no, that's Sphinx Beard's Caribbean Island, which is Virgin Island water. I sprayed this with it a couple of times. This one is part of the move and part of that journey and that adventure of moving from Colorado to here. So that's why it was kind of special for me in the summer. And I've worn it, a little over a handful of times this summer, which for me, that's a lot of wearings in one season because I just have so many fragrances and always getting new stuff. So this one was one of the scents of summer for me this year. Not a huge dent. Like I said, I've worn it about 5, maybe 6 times, and I just really like it. You'd be surprised how good a lot of these Tommy Bahama women's fragrances are. We've got most of the Tommy Bahama fragrances in this household. We're fans, both of us, especially living by the beach now. And this is basically a beach life type of brand. All of the scents speak to it. So guys, you see this one out there for $20. If you like the original and you're a fan of florals, and it's not heavily flowered. It's not super girly or anything like that. It's not a girly feminine type of smell, at least not to me. You'll probably like this if you like the men's one. You probably will. So that's the first one that is one of the scents of summer for 2023 for me. St. Bart's for women. And quickly we'll move into another one because I don't want to drag the topic on too long because I know you guys like to just chop it up, ask questions, and, bust balls and talk with me and stuff like that. And I love doing that with you guys too. So another one, I bought this previously earlier in the summer. Some of you know about my fresh fragrance Tom Ford haul that I did. These were bucket list Tom Fords that I really wanted to get because I knew I was going to be moving to the right setting, humidity, heat, beach vibes, these aqua flankers and such, that these EDTs that really don't get a lot of love because they're not strong performers. They weren't made to be long lasting and super strong. So the one I resonate the most with is definitely Costa Azura Aqua. This is the one I have worn the most. I have reached for it several times at this point during the summer, and I knew I would. It's the only one that I bought 100 ml of. That's why I have the big bottle. This is absolutely stunning, guys. So it has the original's DNA, just fresher, a bit more aquatic, has more of a saltwater coastal type of feel to it. It's got this myrtle note, and it still has kind of that piney green tone to it, almost like a driftwood smell with this one, because it's woody. It's a little saltwater-esque, and like not heavily aquatic, but it's definitely there. And it's just so damn fresh. It's so damn fresh. And look, this was a blind buy. I just knew I was going to like it because I had tried the Parfum and the Signature line Eau de Parfum at Sephora's long before I had bought either of those or this one. So everything I had heard about this, of just basically being a fresher, airier take on that, I was like, okay, I know I'm going to like it. I can get 100 ml for like 20, 25 bucks more than the 50 mLs we're going for, I think. Maybe even like 15 bucks. It wasn't much more. And I said, let me just get the 100 ml, especially if it's one that I'm going to reapply more, or I'm probably going to wear this one the most. And that's been the case. I've been wearing this one the most of the 3 versions of Costa Azura that I have. So it made it very memorable. This is one of the first fragrances I reached for when we got here and we were going ride the coast and check out the beach. And I think I wore this to our first trip to Sharky's, actually, where we ate on the beach, and just creating summertime memories with this one is basically what it came down to. I bought this one with the intent of it being special for this particular summer, and it's one I'll definitely reach for moving forward in the summers over here for as long as I live here, which, I don't plan on going anywhere. We absolutely love it here, but definitely one of the main aromas of summer. When I think of summer 2023, Costa Azura Aqua from Tom Ford. That one's a no-brainer, guys. So put that right there. So let me get caught up in the comments before we get to any of these others. So we got 3 more. Ombre Leather Eau de Parfum, speaking of Tom Ford. So let's see. Hitting hard today. Great choice. What's happening, Ross? Wearing Le Beau Le Parfum. I love a good segue. Screw it. We're going to go into the next one. I love a good segue. Le Beau Le Parfum. I had to. Had you not said anything, we would have talked for a little bit first. This, God, I love this fragrance so much. So much so that when I heard that this was similar to it, I had to have it, and I'm wearing it tomorrow. We're going to the beach tomorrow. I'm wearing it tomorrow. I've worn this to the beach. I've worn this to Sharky's to have lunch. I've worn this casually, just, running around. This is one of the best releases of 2022, regardless of designer niche, whatever, just amazing. I love it. Tropical, a little bit of sunscreen. It's a sweet, fruity pineapple coconut vibe with a nice fresh green tone from cypress, a little bit of soapiness, the way the flowery aspect of this is. It's iris, but it's not super powdery. It's more of a soapy type of floral with sweet powdery tonka bean, because you got a little bit of powder from the tonka bean in the original. That's why I don't really attribute the powder to the iris. I'm sure it contributes, but I don't think it's the main source of. It's definitely whatever tonka bean oil they use for the Le Beau fragrances. This is a great performer. This is super enjoyable. This smells like a fruity drink by the beach without being boozy. I think pina coladas. I think blue curacao. I think Kenny's Cooler. Okay, any of you that eat at Texas Roadhouse, that blue drink is the Kenny Chesney drink. My wife gets it every time we go to Texas Roadhouse. It's a blue drink. Smells like that. It reminds me of stuff like that. These vibrant, bright colored, fruity blended drinks that most women get by the beach, because that's my wife's thing when we were moving here. So all she wants to do is drink fruity drinks by the beach. That's what she kept telling my family. So that's what the kind of vibe this one emits, even though it's a non-alcoholic smell. It is gorgeous. She's a big fan of it, and I just can't stop raving about it. I think I like this so much that I'm itching to know what if they're going to do for a third fragrance in this line, because the original's fantastic. Le Beau Eau de Toilette. The Le Parfum, I feel, for me and my taste, is superior in every way. I'm such a fan of this fragrance, and it really made its mark this particular summer because I took it on adventures. I took different photo opportunities with this. If you check my Instagram, I got a few different photos. It's been used in a thumbnail in one of those situations where we're at a restaurant beachside. It's just, I can't help but think of this summer when I think of this fragrance, and vice versa. I can't think of this summer without this was the first fragrance I grabbed, honestly, because this is 100% a scent of summer 2023 for me. Let me put that right there. So now we'll get caught up on the comments. I couldn't help a good segue. Thank you for that, Jamie. So let's see. Monkey Special doesn't sound like your run-of-the-milk fragrance. Let's see. Get caught up. Pacific Chill. Have you smelled it yet? Not yet. Not yet. I will at some point. I absolutely will. Although you're a Saints fan, rise up. Just wanted to give you a huge shout out. Looking at your videos, I'm beefing up my collection and received quite a few compliments. Well, I appreciate that. Even though I believe Rise Up's a Falcons thing, right? Hence the reason you're bringing up that I'm a Saints fan. I think that's a Falcons thing, right? Is it? Because Carolina's thing is pound or whatever shit it keep pounding, I think. So let me know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's a Falcons thing. But, you know, you're a frag head. You're here on the channel. So you're one of the good ones if you're a Falcons fan. Who dat, by the way. But I appreciate the kind words, man. Ocean Noir, smash that like button. Let them know, Adolfo. We've got 112 viewers currently and 63 likes. We're halfway there. We're getting there. You guys are better than this. Have you ever smelled Tuscany Aramis? I have not. I'm not familiar with it either. It's an Aramis flanker that I don't think I've ever even seen, honestly. Also, I had to get some of my tech gear on here. I attended in the glory days, peak Leech era. Got a new hat coming in from New Leech era, Pirate Swing Your Sword line. Never heard of that. Similar to the golfer. Okay, noted. Yeah, I'm rocking the Bash at the Beach WCW hat today. Love it. South Beach colors as well. That's what my wife loves about it because it's South Beach colors. I bought them all together. I got this, the Nitro hat, and then I got the purple and gold World Championship Wrestling hat. I just haven't wore that one yet, but I wanted to wear this sleeveless today. I was like, I haven't wore this hat yet. Let's roll with it. Seemed like a laid back, casual day type of outfit to me. So here we are. Hola, boss. Cinnaday Tarathi Blue. That's a good one. Beautiful citrus. It does on certain people. It just doesn't on you. That's basically what it comes down to. What answer were you expecting? Well, when they blend the molecules in this certain particular, what were you expecting me to say? Let's be honest here. It's a you thing. It comes down to olfactive perception with your nose wearing out. Get it, desensitizing to it. It may not work well with your skin chemistry because some people get great performance out of every version of Elysium. I get at least average performance out of all three versions. Even the Parfum Cologne, the blue bottle, that gets the most heat for being weak, which is probably the one you're talking about. Anytime somebody just says Elysium, they're usually talking about that one. I get like 7 hours out of it. With 2 hours of pretty good projection. That's on me. And my nose doesn't wear out to it too quickly either. So everybody's situation is different. Now, if you spray it and you're just sniffing and sniffing and sniffing, you're not going to smell it in a few minutes. You're going to wear your nose out pretty quick. So that could be it too, because I don't know. Whatever you tell me is what I have to go off of, But speaking of, we might as well go into this one, an Elysium Parfum Cologne clone. Trillium. So regulars on the channel, you've seen me rave about this one. And this one doesn't perform worth a crap. This is the kind of one I could see you complaining about performance. 3 to 4 hours if you're lucky in longevity. Maybe an hour in projection. Maybe 30 minutes to an hour, depends. But it smells so good. I've worn this so much this summer, out the shower, running errands. It won't show good because got a decent little dent because these are such light little spritzes, Sharp grapefruit, super airy, metallic, little inky from the black currant, fresh vetiver. I really don't get much outside of that. It's pretty linear, even though it is the same note breakdown, but I kept going back to this one this summer. Now it's been probably 2 weeks since the last time I touched it, but to start the summer, I was going back and forth to this one a lot. This is the weakest performing fragrance I own that smells like any version of Elysium. But it's also the freshest, the airiest, and probably the most enjoyable to smell for me. If you want to wear Elysium to the gym, go with this. You want to just spray something, that's going to give you just a little bit of time on your skin because you just run out the house, go do something real quick and just want to refresh, go with this. Anything else, you're going to need to keep it with you because it is weak. This is the weakest performing one. Like I said, you're lucky. I'm lucky when I get 3 to 4 hours, and that's even spraying clothes. It is on the weaker side. It smells great though, but I've also had people tell me, fun fact, that maybe I'm just going anosmic to it because they get like 5 or 6 hours. So everybody's different, and I've worn it enough to where no, it's pretty much that way every time. On me, 3 to 4 hours. I don't think it's olfactory perception at this point because it's been so many wearings and so many situations that it's pretty much what it is on me. But I always encourage, I don't know how easy it would be to sample, but this is a cheapie. This is a great one. If you're looking, because it's very functional for me is the biggest thing. And I just wore it so much. That's why I can't think of this summer without this being one of the fragrances that comes to mind because I just kept going back to it. I kept going back to it. So Trillium in the Amir range from Paris Corner. I really dig this one quite a bit. Put that right there for now. We'll get caught up, try to get a little caught up on the chat before we get into the last one. Born in Roma. Okay. Almost blind bought Noir Blue, but I changed my mind. Now I keep hearing from people it's good. The whole line's good from what I understand. I have the EDT Extreme and the Parfum, and they are both fan-frickin-tastic, Boz. I keep getting told I need the EDP. I've never tried the original EDT or the EDP. I need to get the EDP. I know it's a vetiver fragrance, but I've heard so many good things about it. I know Justin's a fan of it too. Heavy citruses don't last. Yeah, however, it's also very synthetic, so you will go nose blind. It lasts longer than you think. I couldn't have said it better myself. Dan. Thank you for weighing in. Yeah, Jason's echoing my sentiment. He said it way before I did. I guess I'm echoing your sentiment, technically, Jason. That's something that's just bringing out my fall and winter fragrances. I'll have new bangers that I'll put on the next few weeks. Hell yeah. Thanks for the feedback. Russell Reviews, Lloyd Nash is in the house. What's going on, man? Lance, what's going on? Made it today. Yeah, it's not too often you get to make it to a live stream. Glad to see you. Just got Haymaker and Sundown. I can't wait to try them. I'm confident you'll like Haymaker. Beautiful citruses and ginger. It's a really, really good one. It's one of my favorites from EJ. God rest his soul. It is one of my favorites. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the Happy Land fragrances. It warms my heart to see the love, to see the love. Was such a good dude with such really good creations, Best women's fragrances for men video. I've done that video. Not worded exactly that way, but I've done that video not that long ago. Yeah, the Parfum's the Iris one, Boz. It's basically, it falls in the family of your Diorum Intense and Gentleman EDP and Valentino Uomo Intense. Like it falls in that family, but the difference here is it's got a good bit of suede, kind of buttery, a little fuzzy, but it's fresh and spicy at the top. It's a fresh, spicy accord. It's not just sweet like the other ones are. There's a little bit of sweetness, but it's got, I want to say cardamom is the spicy note in there, but it's a fresh cardamom. If it is cardamom, whatever it is, it's fresh and spicy, but still very powdery and all that good stuff. It's in line with that family of Iris fragrances as far as designers. But honestly, there's an argument for being the best of the bunch because of the way it's, the way they chose to go with the accords and the formula. It's really good, Boz. It's really, really good. Like really, really good. Got here a bit late. Howdy, people. Good to see you. Surge Off Monkey Special. So I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, guys. I know I'm pretty damn far behind. Let me hide that comment. So good. I found the duty free in Mexico on the way back last bottle, so I had no choice but to pick it up. I don't blame you. I just don't blame you. On board's a little bit more on the ambery side. It doesn't have that tropical feel. I have a decant of On Board, and it's not as good to me, not even close. Like I got a decant of them at the same time, and I blew through the majority of my Le Beau Parfum decant. Like I must have sprayed that decant 10 times for every maybe 15 times for every one time I sprayed Le Male on board, just to give you an idea. It's not bad. It's just a little bit of a generic take. Like it's kind of, it's redundant to a few others in the line. But it's a nice fragrance. It's just not like, holy crap, they did great with this. I mean, you're asking me, so I would say get decants and try them for yourself. You may love on board, but Le Beau Le Parfum, I mean, you're seeing a little bit of love for it in the chat now, which on a regular basis, you probably see love for it in this chat. Because a lot of like-minded tastes in this chat with me. So, and I love it, and you'll see a lot of people that enjoy it in this chat. So I would encourage you to get a sample. I had got my sample from, I want to say it was Scent Split or Scent Door. I don't know if they have it in stock. It's been a while, but I would encourage you to try them. But that's my take. I don't think Le Male on board's anything super special. It's a simplistic note breakdown. It smells simplistic. It's a little fresh, a little green. There's a little bit of sweetness, but it's based around some amber. It's nice. It's just not special. Eternal Coffee. Ooh, way better than I thought it would be. Yeah, it's good stuff. You gotta like sweet cream coffee fragrances. Ooh, hey, teach their own. Eau Givray was my most worn this summer. One of the greatest openings. It is one of the greatest openings ever. Yeah, I actually get decent performance. I get like 7 hours. So let me skip down a little. Uh-oh, Rob coming through with the $20 super chat. I appreciate you, my guy. Hey, Ross, this is a long overdue show of support. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the amazing content. Send a day's Ganymede X-Straight. I've only tried the original one time with Justin. I still haven't been back to it since. A beast of a flanker and perfect for this cold, rainy day. So fun fact, guys, I actually met Rob at the 2019 Scent Explorer, the very first one, back when I had like, I don't know, 3,000 subscribers. This was 4 years ago. It's funny how it's been 4 years already, but I appreciate that, Rob. Thank you, man. Thank you. Seriously. Yeah, we hung out for a good while. I remember specifically, this was before Steven released the first round of Navitus fragrances. And I went tap Steven on the shoulder, turned him around because Rob was eager to try him. I said, oh, come on, let's go grab him out of his hands. Shit. You know, that's one of those, we ain't nobody. We're just people that like fragrances like you. Let's go talk to Steven. Fuck it. Who cares? So shout outs to Steven, by the way. I did a video with Steven and Carlos in the little designated film area. God rest Carlos' soul. God, I miss that crazy bastard. So it was a good time. Hopefully one day in the near future, we'll get to hang again, my man. But thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Just smell YSL myself, and I'm pretty sure it's next on my list. What say you? Still haven't tried it. I love, like, part of me wants to never try it and just continue to hear all the feedback from people, because everybody's been telling me the ups and downs of it. Like, I've been hearing both sides of the fence about it, that it's, you know, the worst designer fragrance they could have released. It's so generic. Man, it's not that bad. People are crazy. I think it's the best release of the year. It's been so severe to either side. There hasn't been a whole lot of happy mediums when it comes to opinions on this fragrance, that it makes me just want to continue to sit back with my popcorn and see people be all over the place with that fragrance. Because the funny thing about that is, the moment I try it, I'm going to think it's really not that bad. And there's people that are going to be like, oh, you're just shilling. YSL paid you. It's going to be some stupid shit like that. That's the kind of stuff when it comes to things that people are super split on, no matter which side of the fence I land on, I get scrutinized by the other side. God, this tribalistic mentality of the internet, but so that's one of the reasons I haven't tried it yet, because there's an entertainment value that's been going on for me. It's beautiful. I love watching, but I'm glad you're enjoying it. Pretty sure it's next on my list. That means you enjoy it. And with being scrutinized by people on the internet, I think that's a prime segue for the fifth fragrance. So I absolutely could not under any circumstance think of summer without Zaharoff's signature Coco Loco. I just can't. So I'm part of the testing process and the few renditions. They did not go through many renditions over the last couple of years. This was created a few years ago. Got a little bit of a dent in it because I have worn it a decent amount. I usually do about five to seven sprays. This was special because of the packaging, the way it was done for Rio de Janeiro and Carnival, all the different color caps, the two different color boxes, the two different types of boxes that were available for it. All the flack that for no reason whatsoever, other than just being little bitches, that me and George took over the release of this. And then it sold out in a week. So he wasn't planning on making more. It's like you guys kind of forced him to make more. Like he had to make more. It was crazy. He'd been crazy not to. So it all kind of worked out that way, you know? And it's a beautiful, vibrant, like this, the bowl of fruits, like people talk about the red clementine and the pineapple and stuff like that. And it's gorgeous and fruity, but the vibrance that's provided by this cardamom really like, and it's not a hot spice. It's a fresh, uplifting, like vibrance is such a good word for what this cardamom does for this bowl of fruit smell that it has, with this fleshy coconut smell, settles into some blonde cedar, a nice blonde wood smell, creamy sweet, but not super creamy or super sweet, with a little bit of florals to kind of ground it and give it a little additional character. Great performer without being some monster. It'll linger in the air. It's just a fun, vibrant. Vibrant's my favorite word because it's a colorful presentation for a colorful scent profile. You can't help but think of bursts of color when you smell this. It's vibrant. Like I said, that's the key word to Signature Coco Loco. Everything about this. This is the main fragrance that makes me think summer 2023. And so we got 111 people, and I guarantee you at least a few of them are some detractors of mine, which they couldn't give you a good reason why if they tried. Shill, George paid you to say that. That's the kind of stupid shit, make-believe nonsense that gets said, guys. Instead of just giving a fragrance its due and a brilliant creator his due, because that's the case here. This is one of the best releases for the season, and it created so many interesting memories on top of just the joy of the olfactive profile and the storytelling. Outside of what really matters, there was additional story to go with it. So I can't help but think of this and think of summer 2023 and vice versa. This is the main scent of the season for me. I absolutely love it. I am thrilled to have the entirety of the first 5 releases. I don't have the follow-up colors. I don't need them. I don't need to have 9-10 bottles of this, guys. 5 will last a lifetime. I'm just glad to have the full presentation collection. This is magnificent. Anybody that hasn't tried it, there's still some available for the second batch, for the second round, there is no batch variation. It's the same batch. He just had more filled, basically, is what it is. He bought some more oil. It wasn't reformulated or anything. So just in case you were wondering, whatever you get is the exact same juice that I get here. You just won't have a lavender purple cap because that's the one I spray from. So yeah, absolutely had to be. It had to be because it is absolutely a summer scent of 2023 for me personally, with everything that was provided, both good and ridiculously unnecessary, that came with that fragrance. So here we go. So that's the 5, by the way. It's got them lined up. These are the 5 fragrances that make me think of this past summer. I wore more than these 5 fragrances, obviously, but these are the ones that had impact for one reason or another, both unnecessary controversy made by trolls who I don't get them, to just moments in time and creating memories across all 5 of them with the olfactive profiles and the situations I was in when I wore them and the great things that I got to do. Yeah, that's Christmas in a bottle, my man. I'll only wear that in December. Duty free always cracks me up because in the American accent, it sounds like duty free. Thank you, boss. Thoughts on Guerlain L'Homme EDP. So you got to like cherry. It's very cherry sweet, but it's not, I don't find it's all that feminine. It's a very sweet fragrance. And it's arguably the most popular one in the line. It's really, really good. I mean, really good. That's one that you can kind of get away with year round because even though it's very sweet, it doesn't overwhelm. It's not like cloying to me in the summertime. Like you can actually, that's one of those rare occasions where it's a densely sweet fragrance that actually works in the heat. Obviously, it's better suited for the cooler weathers and evenings, but you can absolutely get away with that one in the heat, believe it or not. Great performer, too. Signing off, guys. We'll watch the rest of the replay tomorrow. Good night, Dan. Thank you for coming. I have no idea. Unfortunately, I cannot weigh in, Carlos. My apologies. Perform better than the EDP. Yeah, it does. For me, it does. I get better longevity, but it's not as bright. It falls in that 8 to 10 hour territory, like 8, 9 hours on my skin for the O Intense. But it's not as bright and vibrant because it's not quite as fresh as the Parfum Cologne. But so there is no EDP, by the way. They're all parfums. All three versions are parfums. It's just the blend is different. This is per Rajadov himself. The Parfum Cologne is still a parfum. The Parfum Cologne line was created to be a fresher blend. The way it was blended created a freshness at the top that the Parfum Pour Hommes lacked because they are so deep and rich. So you have the deep, rich parfums, and then you have the bright, vibrant Parfum Colognes. Just give you an idea. Fun fact. I'm assuming you didn't know it since you put EDP. And the Eau Intense is still a parfum as well. It's just reworked. The formula is rebalanced because you get more of the rhubarb. It's got more of a sourness to the top. It's quite interesting. You get more leather out of it. But it does last longer for me. It's just not as loud as the Parfum Cologne. The Parfum Cologne is the brightest, but also the shortest lived for me. Yeah, that could help too. Rob convinced me Ganymede X-Ray for tonight, then cold and rainy here too. Narcosis. If it's from Virtus, I got to at least assume it's going to be really good because they haven't failed me yet. I have 2 fragrances and they're both phenomenal. You probably would, Boz. It's a more interesting fragrance than the other 2. But that also makes it polarizing. So for people that love the other 2, may not like the Eau Intense. But if you're not a fan of the other 2, you probably would like the Eau Intense because it is different. It is different. It's not for everyone. It's a polarizing fragrance. Parfum, Bad Boy EDT. It's probably nice. It's a mass appealing YSL fragrance. I'm sure it's not bad. You know, people that are disappointed by it are probably expecting something different from a designer that sells mass appealing fragrances. Great in the summer, but needs an intenser parfum version. And it's not necessarily about performance for me. It would be about intensifying the scent profile, making it richer. I've said that many times. I would love a Versace Pour Homme parfum or a Versace Pour Homme EDP, however they would want to do that. I would love that. I absolutely would love that. I see my summer fragrance, Coco Loco. Fleming, you are a smart man with great taste. So Gary has gone ahead and taken the dive, all-star level. So just in time, because tomorrow at 9:30 Central is the members-only live stream. All members, whether eligible for the wheel spins or not, are able to come hang out with us. So it's about 30 minutes that we do the stream. But yeah, we got everything. Might as well go over it right now. So first prize giveaway for the niche. You guys voted on 100 ml of Hachivat. So here's your 100 ml of Hachivat. The first prize giveaway for the level that Gary signed up for. You guys voted on 100 ml of Victory Elixir in the Invictus line. So that is what you will get. Second prize, we're doing it a second month in a row. We got another bottle of Effla Parfum from Fragrance World. So that's the second spin for the $9.99 tier. And then a mystery box that's going to have Chrome Parfum sample, 3 Argos samples. What else? We got Ralph's Club Parfum. We've got a multitude of niche decants that I'm going to throw in there. It's just a box about this big. It's literally chock-a-block full of decants and samples that probably like in the realm of like 20 to 30 different fragrances. So the niche tier is eligible for all 4 spins. The all-star tier, which Gary just signed up for, is eligible for these 2 and the mystery box of samples and decants. So that is tomorrow morning. You do not have to be present to win, by the way. You don't feel like you have to be there. You can just watch the replay and see, because you got to email me. I make you do something in the comments to verify it's you. So we make sure the right person is getting their stuff, and we go on about our day. I feel like we're going to do those early since it's always on the last weekend of the month. That way everybody can go about their business the rest of the day and don't have to worry about, oh man, I really want to watch that live stream at 3. So I want everybody to know you don't have to be present to win. Absolutely not. You guys pay for this membership, and there's no time frame. Whenever you win, you win. It takes 2 weeks to get back to me. It takes 2 weeks to get back to me. Whatever. It is what it is. Your win is your win. And you can win the next month too. But once you win something, your name gets pulled from the wheel. You can't win multiple prizes in one day. So that way everybody's got a fair shake. Decant House, fatboyfragrance.com, Scent Split, Scent Door, Decant X. There's a lot of really good places. There's way more than that. There's a lot of good places. Must have gotten a good bottle. It's the longest lasting Creed I've ever smelled. Last 14 plus hours. Could smell it after I took a shower. That's impressive. That's impressive. Perfume. There you go. That's Fragrance Buy's Decant site, right? Because I know you can use your points to get discounts to that site for decants. About time I joined. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. About time. What the hell was taking you, Gary? Not into the recent YSLs. That's fair. Randy's in the house. What's going on, my man? We're in Polar Red Intense today. Hope your Friday is going well. I'm having a great day, Randy. I hope you're having a great day also. Anybody that hasn't checked out Randy's content, obviously you see the name, you see the logo. Check out Fragrance Dude here on YouTube. Check out his content. He'll tell you what he thinks. Watch his live stream. He'll definitely shoot you straight, you know. So I appreciate that about Randy. Randy's a good dude. So definitely check him out. Hope you're having a good weekend so far, Randy. Too strong, too synthetic, sweet for my liking. That a lot of people have that stance, boss. A lot of people have that stance with YSL. I wouldn't call any of them a must-have, but I would say the must-tries are stuff like Haymaker and Shameless are the two fresh ones that are must-try. Om for the holidays, if you like coffee, sweet coffee. It's my favorite coffee fragrance. Has been for years. I would say Diabolique if you're into spicy. It's a woodsy, slightly creamed spicy, a little resinous and balmy. Beautiful fragrance. El Gudo if you want something out the norm. It's kind of a grape whiskey type of smell with some woods. Even though it's brandy and fruity notes, it smells like grape whiskey and apple. It's beautiful. I wore it last week. Let me think. Barbershop, bitter orange and leather. It's not your standard barbershop fragrance, but Happy Land Barbershop's another good one. There's so many. I could just keep going on and on. There's none that are really a must-have. It just read some note breakdowns, maybe watch some reviews and be like, I think I would like that one. Because you can always buy samples from the site too. Or you can get a sample pack of the whole house. It's like 30-something fragrances. I have that Coco Loco and Le Beau, two of my favorite coconut fragrances. Absolutely. Everything's a summer scent here in hot Florida. So you're in a different part of Florida. I hate when everybody lumps in my part of Florida to the rest of Florida. Panhandle's consistent with the whole line of the Gulf Coast. Whereas after the Big Bend, it's a different Florida. Like I'm a central time zone. You're probably not in my time zone even. So don't lump me in with you. So what part of Florida are you in? Let me know. Issy Vetiver release was a good one for the summer this year. I think it's great for year round. I just talked about that one this week. That's going to be in my top 10 designer releases of the year. Quietly killing it, as I like to say. It's a good fragrance. BDK Tobacco Rose. Only one season there, huh? No. But depending on what part of Florida, there's an argument for that. The further you go south, the less likely you're going to get a cool day. You know? I have not. Clone Code Profumo for under $20. I have not. Coach Green for Fragrance Fraternity. Keep one Prada L'Homme Intense or Prada Luna Rossa Black. Oh, Prada L'Homme Intense. That's easy. That wasn't even a challenge. Like your or wasn't good enough. Because look, I like Prada Luna Rossa Black. I get why it gets hype. But it can't hold a candle to Prada L'Homme Intense for me. Beautiful patchouli leather with that iris. I got 2 bottles of it. That should tell you plenty. I have 2 bottles. That I'll never go through all. But some fragrances I want to outlive me. Because then I'll know I'll always have sprays. Whenever I want to smell it, I can spray it. Clark Kent, gotta love it. So that's a picture of, is that a picture of Jeff? Jeff, is that you and you changed your name to Clark Kent on here? Or is this a burner using that picture? That looks like Jeff. Honest Fragrance Reviews, that looks like Jeff in the picture. Maybe I'm tripping. I like Hachivat. I like Hachivat 2. I like Hachivat 3. No. Yeah, they're all parfums. So the parfum that you have, is it the clear bottle with the gold plate? The Parfum Pour Homme, the 50 ml? Because that's the longest lasting one. It's you. If it's that one and you get terrible performance, it's definitely you. because I get great performance out of the Parfum Pour Homme. I'm talking about the clear bottle with the gold plate, black jewels on the cap, 50 ml. I get great performance out of that one. So it's definitely you. If we're talking that one, all you gotta do is let me know which bottle. We talking blue bottle, clear bottle with a gold plate, and I'll tell you which one we're. Because unless you have, because you were asking about the O Intense, so I know you don't have that one. Coco Loco is one of my favorite summer fragrances. Just got my bottle and enjoyed it once or twice in the summer. Sorry I admit it, but I didn't really get many chances to wear it last summer. That's okay. Wear it whenever you want. You don't have to just wear it in the summer. It definitely has a summer vibe, though, I have to say. I therefore took a pound of expensive ointment made from pure nard and anointed feet for the fragrance of perfume John 12. So I love the Lord, but we're not doing scriptures and stuff like that in here, my man. So please refrain yourself from doing anything like that. This is a hobby channel. That's why I try to refrain from political talk and religious stuff. Like I give glory to God randomly throughout these streams and stuff like that because I am a God-fearing man, but I don't want to preach to people. You know what I mean? One way or the other. So if you don't mind, please respectfully refrain from doing stuff like that out of respect for others. And God forgive me here, but I want to keep the hobby thing. Never smelled that one. Heard good things though. Sent Dedrick a decant of Business Over Pleasure. He seems excited, as I think he tried it already. Well, hell yeah, I hope he enjoys it. This summer, Coco Loco. Absolutely. Looking forward to you and Dedrick's live next Saturday, Randy. 2 of my 3 faves on the same live on my birthday. Ross, of course, being the third. Well, I mean, I'll take the honorable mention. Hey, it's nice to just be in the conversation. Great summer cheap. I've never tried it. It's only one life soon be passed. Only one is done. Christ. Okay, so there's a bunch of you doing this. Come on, y'all. He was a great, great guy. He was an absolutely great guy. So I was coming. I know Dedrick said he wanted to ask. Well, Dedrick just keeps wanting to be cryptic in live chats instead of just calling me and talking to me about whatever the hell he wants to do. So I have no idea what's going on. I have no clue. I actually haven't, outside of one live stream with Randy where he sent me a decant of, was it the Extreme? The newest one. I think it was the Extreme. Outside of that, no. 100%. Rifakat. That's beautiful fragrance. Nice and smoky. I mean, I'm open to it. Dedrick would have to talk to me about it first, Millennials, yellow juice. Okay, so I'm going to stop pinning these. I'm going to stop pinning these. I'm not going to block them. I'm just not going to pin them anymore. New favorite summer fragrances for my small but growing collections: John Barbados Artisan Pure and Versace Mano Fresh. I mean, that's 2 really good freshies. That's hard to argue with. So Pillbound is a cheap Code Profumo clone. Noted. Brought it up the other day. I was thinking about Ristretto, but if it doesn't stray from, so it's a big difference in balance. It's a much more intensified coffee smell. That the coffee's like the main thing this time around, whereas the coffee is kind of a second fiddle player to the rose in this patchouli smell in the original. So if you want the more coffee forward one, definitely go with the Ristretto. But they're not wildly different from each other. Okay, yeah, so it's the Parfum Cologne. Yeah. So a lot of people complain about performance with that one. It's still more than likely a you thing, but I mean, when you talk about the performance, like what kind of longevity do you get out of it before you would consider it just some faint skin scent that doesn't matter anymore? Just curious. Slightly. But I mean, they're different enough because Bleu Noir Parfum's so fresh and spicy at the top, whereas you don't really get that from Prada L'Homme Intense. That's more about patchouli and leather. Popping in late. How you doing, Ross? I can't complain, DJ Sense. Good to see you. Good to see you. So we're going to hang out for a little bit longer. I just have to read the comments before I pin them. So there you go. Not redundant, low intense is better. Hey, teach their own. I mean, there's an argument for both. I think both are incredible. It's possible. It could be that the Reddit fuck's trying to be funny, thinking they're going to do that, and he won't say nothing to this, and so I don't know. Who knows? You see random stuff on the internet, guys. Who knows what that's about? It's fine. I'm just not going to pin it, or I'm going to attempt to not pin it. I typically like to just click and read them on screen with you guys, but kind of forcing me to have to read the comments before I pin them now, because I want to, like I said, I want to keep this about the hobby as best I can. I actually have not. You've on Wild never tried that. 4 hours, and with the Enigma, I got like 8 to 10. 4 hours, that's kind of, I feel like a lot of people get around 4 hours. It might just be what it is on your skin. That might just be what it is, man. It's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. Because, I mean, it's hard to believe that you're only getting what I get out of this. This is definitely weaker than the Parfum Cologne. So it could be some anosmia really playing a role here, where your nose just gets used to it and it desensitizes. That happens a lot to a lot of people with a lot of fragrances. I would rate it in that like 7 out of 10 range, because it's outside the box. I do enjoy it. I have a bottle, but I understand why it's polarizing for some. It's based around juniper and greens, and it's an oddball fragrance. It's an oddball fresh green fragrance, but that's what I like about it. I like that they think outside the box when it comes to Gucci's fragrances. That's what I respect about Gucci, is they usually bring something different to the table with most of their fragrances. Dior Homme Original, I think, is one of the most well-balanced men's iris fragrances on the market. Now, I haven't tried it since they rebranded it as Dior Homme Original. I have it when it was just called Dior Homme. I have an older bottle. So it's beautiful. You get a little bit of citrus. It's a little fresh. There's a little touch of spice. There's some sweet. You get a little bit of leather and woods. And it's powdery, but it's not overwhelming. Like the Intense is much more sweet and powdery. Virgin Island water comes out to a pina colada. That sounds about right. I agree. I think it's far superior to the original. No. That's what these live streams are for, man. You don't have to ask all the questions you want. That's the point. If I was going to buy 1 million fragrance, which you recommend? Keep in mind, I'm a blue guy, so I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. Appreciate you. It's hard for me to not recommend the Parfum since you like blue fragrances, because that's kind of the one I would consider kind of the closest to a blue, even though you'll see the notes and see tuberose and stuff like that. It's not like you're thinking it's going to be. It's creamy. It's bright and sweet, but it's also got a little bit of a beachy feel to it for being sweet. Like, I love the Parfum. It's hard not to. The safer play, since you like blues, I don't know how you feel about sweet, because Lucky is super popular, man. It's honey, plum, and hazelnut. It's sweet, but it's so beautiful, man. It's a real good compliment puller if that's important to you. I know it's important to a lot of people. It's no guarantee it'll do it, but fragrances like that, you get a better chance than certain fragrances. But I would say it comes down to those two for me, with the Parfum versus Lucky, based on you being so into blue fragrances. Probably the Parfum would be a safer play, but really none of them are all that safe if you haven't spent any time with any of them in the line. So I would encourage you to sample first. But gun to my head, I'm thinking the Parfum. Hope that helps. Still need to try. I do. And testing, you always know how to reach me. This is very true, and I appreciate that, Randy. I appreciate that. Ralph's Club Elixir. I need to wear that again. It's been a little while. We're moving into the season where it works really well. IA Falling Into the Sea. Good to see you, Svengali. 199 super chat from the homie. I appreciate that. Biggest influence in starting my collection. Appreciate you, big dog. Thank you for the super chat. He can try, but there's only one Bane. That is a fact, Bane. Good to see you again. Good to see you again. There is indeed only one, the Bane. You prefer Azzaro Pour Homme or Salvatore Ferragamo Pour Homme? See them both lately. So Ferragamo Pour Homme, You got to like fig. It's a very woodsy fig fragrance. It's actually quite nice. Nobody talks about it. I haven't worn it in a long time. It's actually quite nice. You got to like fig though, but it's a very woody fig. It's not all that bitter. It's not all that juicy and fruity. A little bit, but it's more woodsy. Very versatile. You can wear it year round. It's signature scent type of stuff, and it doesn't smell like everything else. I think I would have to go with Salvatore Ferragamo Pour Homme for the uniqueness, and I just have a thing for fig. Whereas if you'd have said Pour Homme Intense for Azzaro, that'd have been clear cut. But Azzaro Pour Homme, for as much as I enjoy it, I would go with Salvatore Ferragamo Pour Homme, actually. Oh, thanks. Time for the ridicule. Let's pin this one. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So I do not preach to others. I keep my beliefs my beliefs. I don't like to preach unto others. It's just not something I do. I won't be ridiculed on my channel. This is my house. You're at my house. Welcome to my house. If you'd like to stay visiting at my house, please do not, come sideways at me. I was trying to be very respectful, very nice with what I had to ask. So we'll go from there. Johnny Marine, whatever your actual real name is here in this world, because that's not your name. It's a burner account. So thank you very much. Off topic, but I've been through a weight loss journey like yourself, down 80 pounds. Damn, that's impressive. But I'm working on building muscle. I'm 36. What do you recommend for TRT? You need to go get your testosterone levels checked. You need to go get some blood work done. That's not something that I can recommend. I am not a physician. I would suggest going see. It depends on what type of quality of life do you have. Are you lethargic? Are you low energy? All these different things. But I'm not a doctor. You need to go see a physician or a specialized clinic that specializes in low testosterone and go get some blood work done. That's step one, my man. That is step one. There's nothing I can recommend. I am not licensed to do so. I am a licensed smellologist, though. I'm licensed to give you good fragrance recommendations. Whether anybody believes it or not, it's a real thing. Because I said it is. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, Bane. Maybe, but I'm a one oak. There you go. Too old fashioned, in my opinion. I teach their own. I like some of the old school stuff that I find them to be timeless personally. But I mean, I get it. Teach their own. Fragrances at the center of his comments. No, y'all don't pile on. I got that because it very well could be. It's one of two things. It's someone genuinely wanting to do that. Which one of three things? Someone genuinely want to do this, like they really want to spread the word. I can respect that. But the more likely is the other two of it's somebody from a shithole troll group trying to be funny, or just someone that's not from a troll group that goes around live streams doing this, trying to be funny, but they had to subscribe for 2 weeks to this channel just to do that. So it was probably option B. So, but because they're talking about the Lord, I'll be respectful and not call them names and just be an ass. I'll be respectful because shame on them if that's the case and they're using the Lord. I'm not the one that has to answer for things like that. Thoughts on 1 million elixir? A lot of people will argue that's the best in the line, my man. So it's quite sweet still, but there's a beautiful rose to it. It's not as playfully bubblegummy sweet as the original. It's more vanillic sweet. You still get some of that spiciness that it's known for, but I get more of a woodsy tone as it dries. There's a nice rose richness, but it doesn't have a real rosy type of smell. It offers a nice nuance, kind of like the glue to hold together what's old with what's new for the scent profile, like the original versus what they're trying to do with that. Performance is phenomenal. It's just not as youthful as some of the other ones, like Lucky, like the original, like the Parfum. Parfum's still pretty youthful. But it's also not the most mature smell either. It's still a 1 million fragrance, but there's a lot of great going on with that one versus the others. Because like I said, There's an argument for that being the best one and I won't argue against it with most people because it's phenomenal. It is phenomenal. So that's what I'll say about that one. What's up, Ross? Wearing Hindu Kush also. Snagged a bottle of Camaro Ohm Intense early today after watching a video along with Dedrick's. I'm sure I'll love it. It is great. It is great. We're starting to move into some cooler weather, milder temperature, so I can start wearing that some more. Because when I got it, I wanted to test it immediately. So I started wearing it. It's a little much for the heat, you know? Fair enough. Thank you, sir. Indeed. Here we go. Skip that. I got to remember I need to read these comments. I definitely like Jacksonville in this game, but Atlanta's been playing surprisingly well. But I definitely like Jacksonville. I definitely like Jacksonville to have a really good performance here. I think Calvin Ridley is going to have a breakout with the team. I think this is going to be his statement game because nobody expects a statement game when they travel abroad to the London games. You don't really see big performances most of the time in these games, but I think that's what's going to happen here. I think Trevor is going to have a really good outing, and Calvin Ridley is going to be the biggest beneficiary of it. And I'm talking 150-plus yards. That's what I really foresee. Welcome to my house. I just started singing Flow Rider. You're welcome, Randy. My pleasure. I can, but I don't want to just block people that are speaking of the Lord. That's what I'm saying. If it is one of these other things and they're not being genuine, I don't have to answer for that. Shame on them. Shame on them. But out of respect, because they're speaking of the Lord, I'm not gonna block them. So that's through multiple wearings over time. That's feedback from those around you. But a big thing with feedback from those around you is they can't be around you the whole time because they'll get nose blind too. So a lot of times if you see in my comments, people are like, yeah, my friends around, they couldn't smell it. My girl couldn't smell it. They were probably hanging around you for more than 30 seconds. So if you're going nose blind, there's a good chance they're going nose blind too. So it's one of those things that over time, whether it's a few wearings or several wearings, you'll be able to tell if that's just the case. Because if it comes back to remind you hours after you thought it faded, it was 100% being nose blind. I'll give you a prime example. Intense Sidrapoise from Ensera. It's a 40%. It's crazy, ridiculously overwhelming strong. Overwhelming to the point that after 20 minutes, I can't smell it. And I've had people, when it first came out, come in my comment section, tell me I'm lying, I'm crazy, I'm a shill, and all that. It doesn't last. And then come apologize to me. And man, I overwhelmed so-and-so when I went to whatever. My bad, man. Because that's the case with me. That fragrance in particular, 20 minutes in, I can barely smell it. And then hours later, when my nose readjusts, it smells like I just sprayed it, like 8-9 hours later. So that's another way to tell is if it comes back to life on you, at least it feels like it came back to life out of nowhere. It's because your nose desensitized to it. So that's where spraying all up here in the front of you is never really a good thing because you're going to wear yourself out. It's just constantly under your nose. You're best to go on the sides and back and behind, like behind the ears, sides of the neck, back of the neck. If you want to do your collarbone, shoulders areas, that's fine, or something down here to kind of have a personal thing to check here and there, that's fine. But doing your chest in front of your neck, it's actually not a good practice because you're going to wear your nose out so much faster than spraying literally everywhere else. That's the worst spots for olfactory fatigue. The worst spots. That's like spraying right under your nose, basically. So that's the advice I can give for that. Throw me a mod wrench and I can help you. And I can help you with that chat if you're okay with that. So no, guys, just try to ignore it, man. I don't want to be, like I said, there because of the situation. I don't feel right blocking them, but they'll have to pay for that later if they're being disingenuous. That's not, like I said, that's not for me to handle. Considering Diabolique, Amberland, that's another good one. That one doesn't get enough love. That's a beautiful amber fragrance. Rich, woody, spicy, and Shameless is my next Happy Land pickups. Which would you grab for? Oh, Shameless. That known for the holidays are my two favorites. I wore Shameless last week too. It's really good. It's basically his blue fragrance. Even though it's an orange label, it's a blue fragrance. Puffy Pig's in the house. Random guy on the internet here. Wearing Dolce & Gabbana, the one gold. Ooh, the gold edition. All right. I never tried that one. Aqua di Gio Profondo. Keep up the hard work. I appreciate you, my man. So we're not going to quite do an hour and a half today. We're an hour and 10 minutes. Let me get close to the bottom here, and we'll probably go ahead and shut it down. Greetings, Ross, and everyone in the chat. Well, thank you, sir. F those trolls. That's funny. I probably should. Yeah, a licensed smellologist. I'll put that in my IG bio. Dedrick, George Zaharoff, and Justin Copeland. What about them? Did I miss something? The Bane is paying me a compliment. Hold on. I got timeout. I got to read this. Hold on. You're one of the best fragrance reviewers in my eyes. At least you have connection with your subscribers. 100K, not far away. Bane, thank you. Because so for those of you that don't know, me and Bane, I give Bane a hard time because Bane likes to hit me with these stop the stream and think about it questions. And like, it's great that he does it. It's great that you do it, Bane, but you really like hinder the timing of everything, because like yesterday, it was like, shit, I can't come up with a good enough answer for the question. Because it's a great question. It's always a great question, but they're thought provoking. And the deeper thought that's required for an answer, the further back the comment section is going to get. So that's why I like to give Bane a hard time, for those of you that didn't know. But Bane, I appreciate you. Thank you for the very nice words. I appreciate that. I have mods. I have. It's just Kyler and Jared are not here. Joey's not here. Unaveraged Joe's not here. Juju's not here. Justin's not here. Andrea's not here. A time for or place for religion. I agree. And seems like all of you seem to agree as well. So myself, got to support my team. Kentucky over Florida this weekend. More power to you. Oh, wow. Yeah. None of none. None of that. That's a terrible question for me. You can go ask a chick that. Jesus Christ. Sweetest I Can Bear is Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Love that, but OG 1 million was a little too sweet for me. My lady likes it, though, so maybe she's on to something. So if Club Black is the sweetest you can bear, you're probably not going to like the Parfum either. 1 million Parfum. It's still sweet. Ooh, Royal. Royal might be the one for you. That's the least sweet of them all. The second newest one, because they got Golden Oud now, but Royal. Citrus is more about benzoin. Ambery aromatic, a little bit of citrus. It's still got some 1 million sweetness, but it is the least sweet. A little woodsy. Really good for this time of year, too. That might actually be the one for you. I don't know why I didn't think of that sooner. With you telling me that's barely bearable for you, yeah. The rest of them aren't going to be for you, even if your girl likes it. You got to wear it. You got to live in that sillage, like we like to talk about. You got to be able to enjoy it. Try Royal, 1 million Royal. I think that's the one. Let's go, Cats. What's your opinion on Instant Crush? It's definitely leans feminine. So it's a more floral take. The jasmine's pretty dominant. It still has that burnt sugar sweetness. A lot of amberwood, very ambery and woodsy, but a hefty dose of jasmine. It's more floral than Baccarat Rouge 540. Find out how strong your fragrances, spray your shirt, hang in the closet, and wait without smelling it. Come back and sniff. Just grab clothes after laundry and smell it. But skin can be tricky. Thank you for today's live stream. I'm looking forward to my first member live stream in the morning. Well, Matthew, I hope you're able to make it. Yeah, we're gonna do it in the morning. Like I said, I've decided the member live streams will be in the AM on the weekends because nobody wants to hang around till midday. Like we do these midday during the week, but midday on Saturday, people have lives. You know what I mean? Whereas you might have some free time to kill at work and stuff like that at 3:00 Central on a Friday, looking into the weekend. Whereas have your coffee with me and we'll do the member live stream. Because a lot of you wake up 8, 9 o'clock roughly on your Saturday if you're not working. So we'll do it that way. So I'm looking forward to it tomorrow too. Shout outs to the chat. What's going on, big dog? my friends, for a performance check, then go from there. So, guys, I'm about to go ahead and shut it down. We're hour 15 strong. Yeah, we're pretty much to the bottom. I'll stop right here on Lewis, and we'll shut it down after this one. So, hey, Ross, random question before I pull the trigger. Grand Soir versus Vanilla Oud. It's not redundant for both because they're actually wildly different from one another. You get a lot of saffron and obviously the oud, warm and spicy from Vanilla Oud, whereas Grand Soir is more sensual, intoxicating amber vanilla. The benzoin provides some brightness to it, but that's a more intoxicating fragrance. Whereas, don't get me wrong, Vanilla Oud's intoxicating, but it's more like when you smell it the first time, like, holy shit, this is great. It's that wow factor. Don't get me wrong, Grand Soir is a phenomenal, one of the best of house. Most people's favorite, probably. A lot of people would say Grand Soir is their favorite. But Vanilla Oud's like, holy shit, this is good. How did I not try this before? That's kind of what I went through the first time I smelled it on Justin. He smelled amazing, phenomenal. Had to have it. I had to have it. Whereas Grand Soir might do the same thing to you, because the first time I smelled that, I was like, holy shit, that's an incredible amber. I have to have it. So it goes back to the usual, sample first. But if I had to pick between the two, it's Vanilla Oud. It's still Vanilla Oud for me from Vertus. I always stress it's one of the 5 best fragrances I've ever smelled. It's in my top 5, period. End of story of all of this. Top 5. Yeah. So on that note, we'll go ahead and shut it down. Thank you, everybody that gave the super chats. Welcome to the new members. Those of you members that are watching, I'll see those of you that can make it 9:30 Central in the morning for the member spins with the wheel. And good luck to everyone. Anybody that wants to join, I don't set the wheel up till about an hour, maybe 30 minutes before the stream. So you have till basically right after sunrise tomorrow morning if you want to join and take part in the giveaways. So hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Definitely check out today's video if you haven't already. And I'll see a lot of you tomorrow morning, if not on the next video. Have a good one, guys.